this is my review on the sequel to Pirates. Now, I really like the sequel. There's only problem that not everything really explained. There's some things that at some points in the film feel heavily edited, like the first few minutes, 15 minutes of the film, and I was kind of wasn't sure until after I got past those like 15 minutes of the film. But definitely by the time we get to the second act, the film starts to pull itself back together. So I was a little worried there. At least I think 30 minutes, or maybe I think first 30 minutes of the film will for me. It's basically starts to fix itself once they save Jack Sparrow. Starts to pull itself back together once they save Jack Sparrow from these Indian tribe. So before that, Jack Sparrow is in a coffin. He shoots a bird and he gets out of the coffin. The loot is empty once again, and the crew's a little pissed at him because they've been doing several dangerous attempts to get rich, and they have been falling empty-handed several times, every time. So Jack Sparrow disappears after his crew discover he's got a black spot on his hand. We don't know what the black spot is. It was given by a crew member of Davy Jones, who is the father of the person that Jack become friend with. What's his name? James something. In the first one, and he doesn't find out that his father's alive until the third one, and so yeah, I personally think that the worst Pirates campaign is this one, the sequel. I thought all the other ones were better than this one. So, most people would beg to differ, saying that the newer ones are the worst. As this got worse as they went on. No. I will fight you on that, physically if necessary. So, yeah, after the crew some slapstick, the film's mostly played for comedy because Jack Sparrow has more screen time than he did in the first one. So, in Jack Sparrow was mostly a comedic cat, so it makes sense. So when you're more laughing at the fight scenes than you are being wowed by them when they happen. Like the crew picks him up from the Indians, and then he reunites with his crew. Then he has to steal Davy Jones's honey. He succeeds. Then they get caught, and then Jack decides to say to Davy Jones, I got judged, and guess what's inside it? Then they shoot the jar of dirt to his crew, and then he realizes that it's empty, nothing but dirt. See, Jack needs the Davy Jones heart and needs to stab it, so that he can be human again and not end up like Davy Jones. He finds a way around that after after someone steals it. He dies and gets brought back for the sequel, and I'll explain that once we get to that. So he dies, gets backstabbed by James Ward's girlfriend, also known as his wife, also known as Jack Sparrow's girlfriend. And she sacrificed him to the Kraken, and all of his crew, including her, is mourning over Jack Sparrow's death. So they decide to bring him back for the sequel and go search to the universe to bring his soul back. They leave out that devour that with this black, uh, what's it called? Black witch decides to come with this great speech to bring Jack Bauer back and come with this brilliant plan to bring him back and stuff. And that's where the sequel ends. And we don't know what happened to Jack, but we just know he's going to be back. If your head's hurting me, that you know, my head's hurting me from reviewing this because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Remember how this makes so and it and also the I remember. No, Ward does find out about his father, Russell D. Jones and stuff, because Jack sold him to Davy Jones, and then Ward decides to backstab Jack and wants to free his father from Davy Jones, so he needs to backstab Sparrow, his friend who was not really that great of a friend in this one. And then third one, he's Davy Jones for his own agenda, and they all fight each other for it, and it's a water fight. While the theme song to the Pirates is playing. It's just kind of, that's when this is during the third act, and it's the most confused, this is when the film's at this most confusing batshit scene level in the entire franchise, because the whole thing's like, what's the point of this, what's the point of this? Well, the third guy wants it because he's a bad guy and he wants his bride back. So, and that just giving me a headache. And I'm going to have to give this 6 out of 10. It's slightly above average. It's above average, but not that much. So and basically I'm asking you to watch this film. I know that I don't think I'm doing a great job defending this film, but I'm trying my best here because I really enjoyed the film. My opinion, I don't really enjoyed the ending because I was kind of waiting for years and years for the third one to come, because I just watched the sequel and just to pass the time. That's all. I don't know what other people did to pass the time. I probably watched the first one to pass the time, but that's probably a smarter idea. But for the first one, it was a better film, a much better film, better edited, better pace, not all over the place, and and the first one had a better balance of action and humor than this one. This one doesn't really have a balance. It just goes all the way towards comedy. So the balance is kind of broken. Yeah, that's my complaints. And I still recommend you watch this film, okay? So I give this a thumbs up. 6 out of 10.